Hello everyone, how are you all doing today? I'm going to be showing you a leg exercise. The only piece of equipment that you will need today is some kind of resistance band and then your body weight. There's a couple different exercises we'll do with the bands and a couple different exercises we'll do with the body weight. Okay? You can always add weight or some kind of weight to make it a little bit harder. For instance, the first exercise that we're going to be doing today is a calf raise. So all I'm going to be doing with this is I'm just going to be going up onto my toes and coming back down. So coming up and coming back down. I'm gonna make it a little bit harder. You can always add weights in each hand, lift it up and lifting back down. It's nice and easy. Just kind of going up onto the toes and coming back, right? Again, you wanna make it a little bit harder. One of the other things you can also do is hold that position. So you can just hold up onto the toes for a couple seconds and then come back down. You can also do a pulse. What I mean by that is I'm gonna go halfway up and I'm only gonna go halfway down. So I'll go halfway down and then fully up. Coming back down and going up. Again, another way to just make it harder. Or make it easier, you don't have to go as far on the toes. You basically just go half up and then half down, all right? If you find that it's difficult to do 8 to 12 repetitions of these, you can always just go halfway up, okay? And coming back down, all right? Next one we're gonna do is a wall sit. So I recommend 30 seconds, however, it's whatever your activity level is, whatever you're able to do. The lower that you go on this, the more you're gonna feel it. So primarily we're working our quadriceps here. So I'm basically just going to sit on the wall and I'm gonna slide down, trying to keep my legs straight. So it's basically like I'm sitting in a chair, however, there's no chair underneath me. And you'll hold that for a period of time. So again, my recommendation here is 30 seconds, but it depends on your activity level. If you can only do 10 seconds, if you can only do 15 seconds, it is up to you on whatever that looks like. I may start shaking here in a second just because of the other exercises I've been doing, but we'll come back up. I'm gonna make it a little bit easier, scoot back a little bit. You don't have to go sit so far down. Make it a little bit harder. You can always add a weight. You can always add something. You can kind of rest on your legs here as you're kind of pushing down, all right? Don't necessarily want you to go lower than it, just because it really can kind of hurt the knee joints there, but just making sure that you're straight. And again, if you need to make it harder, add weight to it, or do it for a longer period of time. Any static exercises that you do, you can always make it harder by just doing it for a longer time, okay? The next exercise we're gonna do is an abductor exercise. What I mean by that, outside of my legs. So I'm gonna clip the band, put the band around my legs. One leg at a time, I'm just gonna go out and come back in. If you do not have a band, you can still do these without it. If you need any kind of a stabilization, you can always use like hold on to the wall, be able to kind of make sure that you're balanced while you're doing this. You can always use a chair or some other kind of device, all right? But just one leg at a time, kicking out and coming back in. Out and back in. Same with the opposite, out and back in. Next one is specifically for an extension. So for leg extension, I'm just lifting out front, basically kicking out to the front, coming back down again. If you need some kind of a stabilization, you can use the wall, you can use a chair, whatever that looks like. You do not have to use bands for these. You can always do them just with the body weight, okay? If you do enough of them, obviously you're gonna feel it, but just kicking out, kicking back in. All right, let's get a little bit closer to the camera here. Let's get out and back in. One leg at a time, straight out in front. All right. Last one is the most difficult. This is gonna be a single leg bend. Again, if you need to use some kind of you need to use a wall or you need to use a chair or something to stabilize you. Basically all I'm doing with this, I'm gonna go opposite arm, opposite leg. And what I mean by that is one leg at a time, out and back down. You can always go straight out in front of you also, which means I'm basically just gonna go straight out and come back down. Same with the opposite leg, opposite arm, opposite leg, straight out and straight back down. You can also do these a little bit easier on your knees. If I'm going on my knees, one leg at a time here, one arm out, one arm back, left arm, right arm, make it a little bit easier, a little more stabilizing, and with the opposite time. So right arm left and left arm right leg. back and forth here. Makes it a little bit easier of an exercise. Also engages your core when you do that specific one. But primarily, we want to keep it in the legs here. It's going to be one leg at a time, one arm at a time, as I'm kicking my chair behind me. One leg, one arm. Okay, kind of back and forth here. Opposite arm, opposite leg, as I'm doing the complete opposite of what I just said multiple times. Left arm, right leg, right arm, left leg. Coming back and forth. All right, and those are the specific leg exercises that I have for you today. So check out our other videos here.